Alright, welcome to ThwakJak Productions. My name is Anthony Stevens, and welcome to my first movie review. About 4 years late on this one, but better late than never, I guess. Me and Damien are challenging each other to movie reviews. Try to get out like one a week, but time will tell how this goes. It's hard to find time raising 2 kids and going to work to be able to find time to watch these movies, but to start with, Damien challenged me with La La Land. I wasn't really looking forward to it, if I'm honest, because I'm not a big musical fan. That primarily comes from middle school when all girls could talk about was Zac Efron and High School Musical, and got really annoying for a while. After high school, I started to dip into them a little bit here and there, primarily with, obviously the one everyone's watched is Grease. And then from there, probably my favorite one would have to be Sweeney Todd. And then the other one I really like is Across the Universe, which is all just basically Beatles music. Overall, I feel like this movie did really good with the musical segments. There was only one that really took me out of the movie, and that was the very first one, and luckily I wasn't really into it yet, but it made me roll my eyes before the movie even started. I was just like, great, here we go. And from there, actually, the movie started to surprise me. The first thing I noticed with this movie was the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. It's so good that all the other supporting characters in the movie feel non-existent. The only one that I really only remember 2 supporting characters, if I'm honest. It was J.K. Simmons, just because of the little wink at the camera nod for Whiplash, and then John Legend. And it's primarily only because I recognized him, and it was someone I knew from outside of movies. But ultimately, the chemistry between the 2 of them draws you in. I honestly forgot that they had been in movies together before, just purely because it feels fresh. Because they've been in 2011, they were in Crazy Stupid Love together, and then in 2013, they were in Gangster Squad, which I completely forgot about. You can tell they've grown comfortable with each other over the years and their performances, and they do a fantastic job. And even when they're not together, you can feel certain things with their performances. Like Ryan Gosling's character feels super passionate about jazz music. And me personally, I'm not a big jazz fan. Wasn't really raised on it. And just never was really my cup of tea. But the way he describes it in this movie almost makes you want to watch more of it and kind of absorb more and see why he's passionate about it. And it ultimately kind of gets you enjoying the music more. Because you can tell when someone's passionate about it. And the way he portrays it, it doesn't feel fake. Whereas Emma Stone, you can feel when she's acting, like when she's auditioning for roles in the movie, you can feel the pain and how desperately she wants the roles. Especially when she's getting the acting job towards the end of the movie, you can feel the emotion as she's telling the story. And there are certain moments throughout the movie that you just feel like her heart-wrenching, almost feel like she's running out of gas because of how hard she's been trying. Especially in the scene where Ryan Gosling isn't able to show up for her one-woman show. You can just feel how much that breaks her apart. I definitely give a lot of props to Damien Chazelle. I still haven't watched Whiplash. I'm getting there soon. That'll actually be the next movie I watch. Should be next week. But everything I've heard about Damien Chazelle and his directing style shows in this movie. There wasn't too much that really broke the immersion, which is hard to do with a musical because you have to transition from just telling a story to throwing in musical numbers and dancing and all the other stuff. He makes it feel natural and kind of seamless. All except for that one at the very beginning. I definitely left this movie with a knot in my throat. It really kind of hits you in the gut when they have that one scene right after she gets her acting gig, and then it jumps forward 5 years. I saw the little kid her, and then I was like, oh, cool, like, happy ending, like, this will be awesome. And then another guy peeks into frame, and I was just like, oh, like, I already feel a pit. And then about 3 minutes later, they're going out on a date, going to his club, and you see the logo she drew him, and she realizes it's his club, and you see them lock eyes from across the room, and you get to see what could have happened if they decided to take different paths in life. And it just kind of wrenched me that much more, to where I was upset that they didn't last and they didn't stick together. And that's part of the emotionalness of this movie that, like, really draws you in and makes you kind of almost forget that it's a musical. Like, it just feels like a genuine love story, and it's done very well. Me and Damien agreed to go on a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. I only took 2 points off for a couple reasons that I've already described, but it's primarily that first musical scene. It just kind of threw me off, and I was kind of dreading the rest of the movie after that. Just that first musical scene, and it just threw me off. It didn't feel like it fit initially. And then the second thing was that none of the supporting characters really felt like they mattered. Like I said, though, like, that could just be because the lead actors were so fantastic that they overshadowed everybody else. But ultimately, like I said, 8 out of 10, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing this more often. But until next time, if you guys wouldn't mind just liking, sharing, subscribing, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and most importantly, YouTube. Really want to drive our subscribers up and get more views on these videos, so if you guys wouldn't mind just spreading the word for us. We really appreciate all the support you guys give us, and can't wait to see you guys next time. Peace!